Hello, language enthusiasts, and welcome to The Language Worker, a space to talk about the people involved in the language business in a broad sense. I'm interested in finding out how their training, work experience, and their passion for languages has shaped our guests' professional and, of course, personal lives. Join me on this journey to explore the multiple and unpredictable paths one can follow when we are involved in the magical world of languages. Gabriela is a translator who has had 3 lives so far, according to her. She was born in Romania and she started her professional career in France, and now she lives in Algeria, where she created the first ever localization agency of the country. Listen to this fascinating conversation about Gabriela's roots, life in translation, and plans for the near future. So today I have a super special guest. It's the first 10 minutes we're speaking to each other, right?
Yes.
And I've already learned so much. There's a lot to talk about with this woman. So let's see where this is going to take us. So we have today Gabriela. She will pronounce her last name and middle names and all of that, because it would be impossible for me because there's so much going on. But the truth is that I didn't even know that she was actually Romanian, or at least was born in Romania. But she considers herself a woman from many parts of the world. So there's so much to talk about. I decided to just let's record and ask all questions live. So this is us. Buckle up and let's go. So you were born in Romania, right? So you're Romanian officially as your birthplace. And then, but when it comes to your work, it never happened in Romania, as far as I can see from your LinkedIn profile, right? So you studied in Romania, and then? So first, sorry, your name, please.
Yeah, it's Gabriela. And the last name, it's my husband last name. It's Kouahla, but I don't pronounce it very well. So it's Kouahla. I'm sure that all the Arabic speaking persons will hate me because it's
No,
Kouahla,
they will pronounce
but they have
the other way.
Yeah,
it's fine.
So actually, this is the short, because I have a very long. I kept my.
Can we hear it? So the whole thing.
Kouahla, it's Algerian. Ilie, it's Romanian. Costinela is the first name, and Gabriela.
Right.
My father is in love with tennis, so he named me about. He loved the tennis woman player, Gabriela Sabos, something like that. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, it's a name that gathers all the
things that they like
in our. Yeah, exactly, in our family. So yes, I was born in Romania. Actually, let's say I'm almost 100% Romanian, but there are some French genes from my mother's side, and she wanted me to grow up bilingual, so she insisted on French from birth. Like my father, no, my father was like, you have to study, you have to speak very well Romanian. Because if you speak Romanian, you will speak all the Latin-based languages, English, French, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese, etc. And you have to study English. My mother was like, no, she has to speak Romanian and French. And of course, she studied Russian, as you know. All the Eastern Europe countries were very close to that. And she insisted on French from little. So, okay. After, when I decided to study translations, and I was in the second year of bachelor's degree, I went to Dijon with the Erasmus scholarship in Dijon. And I was like, here I'm at home. This is something that my parents didn't forgive me for years. I thought, here in France, I'm at home. It's my place.
So you actually moved there. You went for Erasmus?
I went for a year in 2008. That was the second year of bachelor's degree in translation and interpretation, English, French, Romanian, but actually I did only these 3 languages. This is why even if I speak a little bit of Spanish, Italian, or even Arabic, no, these are my 3 languages. Yes. And when I arrived in Dijon in 2008, I was like, this is home. This is me, actually. Yeah, I love Romania, but as an only child, maybe because I'm an only child, I don't know, I felt very compressed in Romania. The mentality was very at the time in 2008, it was very, I don't know, I didn't breathe in Romania. So I finished the year where I also met my husband in Dijon. Actually, I can't say I hate him, but I didn't like it. He was very strange. And he was like he didn't talk with girls, etc. And I was like, he's very close-minded. I told you I felt very stuck in Romania, so I wanted more, not freedom, but more be around, more open-minded. Exactly. So I didn't like him. And after there was a boy, a very nice boy. His father was German and his mother was Romanian. He was a singer, so he started singing Aisha.
I know, I love
Chef
it.
Khaled, yeah, is the Chef Khaled song Aisha. And my husband, he smiled for the first time. I saw him smile, but with a big smile. It was in October 2008, and I was, but he's really beautiful, and he's very, I don't know. After he left to Besançon. I continued my year. I went back to Romania to finish my third year. And when I finished in Romania, you can apply for a stamp to be a certified translator. So I applied for that, but I told my parents I will move to France. All by yourself? You are our only child. Where are you going?
I want to go sing Aisha for longer.
Yes, I can't stay here. So I registered. I sent my application to Dijon, of course, to Nantes, to Orléans, to Paris. I think 5 or 6 cities, and they accepted me in Dijon, and they accepted me in Nantes. And I was like,
for work or for continuing your studies?
For continuing, for master degree. And I was like, I will go back to Dijon. Let's try another city. And I heard that Nantes is very open and very is the best town in France. If you want to visit, I really recommend Nantes. And like after 1 week, I was in Nantes for my first year of master degree. I met up with my husband. He was there studying, doing his PhD degree. Yes, second year. I was like, I don't want to say a bad thing word, but I was like, what? I don't know. And he said, yes, I'm in my second year of PhD degree in computer science. And I was like, yeah, okay, okay. And like 3 months after we were engaged, because I told you he's like more, not serious, but
traditional.
If he wants something traditional, yes. We were engaged. And in July 2011, we were married. And yeah, 1 year after we had Karim, etc. But then we moved from Nantes to Saint-Étienne, after in Toulon, because he finished the study. I finished my studies, and I started working, but from home only. So yeah, it was my second life, because now in Algeria I have my third life.
Each country a life, right?
Yeah.
So then when you finished your master's, you became a freelancer, right? A freelance translator.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
It was, yes, I became a freelance translator. But in Romania in 2008, they, not the only option, but when we finished and we received the stamp, the agreement, the certified, I don't know how we call it, agreement.
Your status was like a certified translator.
Yes. We started with documents, birth certificate, marriage certificate, administration documents. So I started with that. I didn't know that there is another world, a bigger world for translation. You actually can translate apps and websites and many other things. And then I started with the technical. So this is the first love, I can say. The certified translation is the first love, because after I applied for to be certified in France, this is why I am certified to Romanian, but also to French. Because I applied to that in Saint-Étienne, and I obtained that. And I continue with the documents. After, there were some technical requests about manuals, etc., brochures, because my internship in the third year was in Electroputere. That was the biggest factory in Craiova, it's my birth town. And so I had some knowledge about technical or everything about, I don't know, all the things to do, EC systems, etc. So that was, let's say, second love. But as I continue working from home, then we have the LinkedIn boom. I don't know, it was like in 2018. We have LinkedIn was everywhere. I started to be more connected on LinkedIn. I realized we have the localization industry. I was like, well, I like that. And you can combine technology with languages. That's cool.
Yep.
And there were some stats back before Corona. It's another one before Corona about that technology will replace us, etc. But my husband told you, yes, technology will be in every. No, computer science. What can you expect from him?
Course.
He will say, yeah. And he told me, yes, technology will be in every domain, domain possible. But the humans have to handle the technology. They will need people always. So what you can do is to, first of all, don't panic, don't be afraid, and start learning. Start learning and diversify yourself. This is one of the advice. So why not combine languages with technology? And I told him this is what actually localization does. Combines technology with, and I was more interested in localization. I started working with several human people. And if you really want to know more about them or the human people that I started really working with them in the localization industry, I don't know if you noticed, there is a multilingual article that I wrote for the March edition. You are not alone. Actually, I mentioned several people that.
You'll have to send me the link so that we can put it on.
I will send you the link, and I started working with them. I was a newbie in localization, but they were very patient because, let's be honest, before Corona, localization was still at the beginning. We had a lot of articles and etc. But nowadays, you open LinkedIn, you have everyone is talking about localization. You have a lot of courses, you have a lot of articles. But before Corona, there were still, how can I put it? There were still not the beginning. I can't say it was the beginning of localization, but not like today, not like September 2023.
Right.
So yeah. So I love that. So that was the third, maybe niche. However, in the meantime, my husband, I talk a lot about him because we are more than married. We are like, I don't know, we are more friends than actually married. And he told me to also, as I told you, he told me to diversify all the services. And I started working with researchers. This is why maybe sometimes people don't understand, what are you doing? What are you actually? And
because I saw that you have some sort of an agreement participation. I guess you're in the editorial board of this, let's see if I can say it, International Journal of Informatics and Applied Mathematics. I love it.
Yes, I started with them. This is what, thanks to several professors that from Algeria and from France, they pushed me. You can do it. I told them, but I'm a linguist. How can I work in the computer science? There are a lot of things. No, they told me, you will not touch the technical side, but help us with the language. And I was like, okay, you know that in North of Africa, we are considered francophone. So every time we submit an article, we receive the same or almost the same comment, poor language, or you have to revise the language. And I was like, but I don't work with English. My languages are French and Romanian. And I had a lot of, how can I put it? Sometimes I had to demonstrate that I can work with two target languages. That was before, when people insisted on one target language. But when I realized that my own child are trilingual now, and I hope my son, because he's very passionate on languages, he will have 3 target languages one day. So we are no more talking about monolingual families. There are a lot of multilingual families there, and there are a lot of children in France, for example, that have 2 target languages because they grow up bilingual, and I know that. Anyway, but I told them I can't do that. You have to have Anglophone specialist, not someone that works with French and Romanian. They told me, no, you can learn it. You can do it. You can learn about how you structure a paper, how, the phrases we need to express our results. And I started studying. I did a lot of courses, and many of them were free. And so I sent them my revision, and I received a lot of feedback. My first revisions were very, maybe, I don't know, bad, but they told me that the phrases were too long, that the scientific English has to be shorter, that I have to use verbs, more academic verbs. So the beginning, that was in 2018.
There was some time to get used to it, some learning curve.
Yeah. So I continued. And now I think things are better because almost every paper that I work on, it's accepted in international journals or conferences. But again, I don't actually propose a proofreading service for researchers. It's actually more like a solution. It's more like a mindset, a solution, because they don't really need only the proofreading. They need encouragement. They need help. If you work with researchers from North Africa, from Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, they need local payment. For example, they want to pay in Algerian dinar because
so they need someone local, basically, who can help and who knows what they're talking about and who can receive their currency, basically.
Exactly. And they want encouragement because many of them have received rejects, and they are disappointed, and sometimes their own supervisor don't help very much, because this is the truth. Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia are not Anglophone countries. They are not prepared for the international English. Nowadays, yes, Algeria, now this is the first year Algeria has introduced English in universities. For example, my husband is teaching in English this year, for example. But they still need the English we use for the academic scientific domain.
Before we go any further into the Algeria life, the third life, right? Let's talk about how it happened, so that you went from France, from the second life, because we know now the first life was in Romania, then you went, we already know, to France, and then from France to Algeria. I'm very curious about this decision of actually going to Algeria. I'm fascinated by this fact. Let's go.
Well, it was 2014. Yes, we were in Toulon. We had a bad experience with the city of Toulon. My daughter was born a premature baby, but a very good premature baby. But we were alone. Actually, my family was in Romania. My husband's family was in Algeria. Our best friend was Brahim, was in Lyon, and other close friends were not near us. So we were very lonely. He was teaching at the University of Toulon. I was freelancing and having two kids that they are
you
only
felt like
16.
you didn't have a support system, right?
Yes, my kids are only 16 months
apart.
There is only a 16 month year apart. And my husband told me that he wants to make a change, and I told him, what do you mean by that? He told me that that moment in Algeria they were recruiting university lecturers, because he was still young. He was in his second year after he defended his thesis. But I told him, yeah, but I already knew Algeria, so I
you had visited a lot.
Yeah, but I was like, there is no internet, and I only work online. The connection is very poor, and I don't know, it was very strange at that moment for me. And I don't know, he told me that maybe we should put on the paper what's the pros and the cons.
Okay.
And what the biggest pro is that we had more support. The children had at least one pair of grandparents, because children need grandparents. They really need to have grandparents near them. And also he told me that you will have more exposure. And I was like, what do you think that? Because you have already experience, and we will work to do something maybe new. And you will see it will be something new, because people love new things. People love professional people. This is why I have one article. I said that I'm not a professional translator. I'm a translator, because if you are a translator, you have to be professional. And he told me, you will make a difference. You will see, people will notice the difference. And I told him, but I already have my business in France, because I'm registered in France, so I can't. He told me, but you can keep it, and it's not very far. It's only 1 hour of flight, and you can. You will see. You will not open something very quickly in Algeria, because the administration is very slow. So we moved moved. I can't say, because we have an apartment in Saint-Étienne. We go back to Saint-Étienne after we left Toulon. So we have everything there, and we go there several times a year. But he started working with university. I was like, but I want to open something here. I can't work like this. So I went to ask. That was in 2016. I went to ask, how can I open a linguistic agency or something? And they told me, oh, you are not Algerian. No. Oh, you can open yourself. We have a law of 4951. If you want to open an agency, you have to do it with an Algerian person. You can't be 100% owner. And I was like, I don't know, I will try. I asked my husband. He wasn't able, because he was working with the state. And several persons near me, they were in the same situation. You can't work for the state and open a business. So, and it was very difficult. After I insisted, I made a lot of procedure. And then we have Corona. When Corona came, everything stopped. And in last year, at the beginning of last year, I restarted the procedure. So in the meantime, I continued working with my French business and traveling between countries. Kids were following the Algerian education system, but also working with the French language in courses. And at the beginning of last year, I went to ask, what can I do? And they told me, oh, actually, our president, Mr. Tebboune, changed the law for some codes. I was like, I don't understand. What do you want to do? I don't know. I want to be I want to open a linguistic agency. Like what? With translation, with the stamp? No, not with the stamp, because I already have it. No, a linguistic agency where I can receive documents, where I can proofread, where I can proofread the papers, theses, I don't know, apps, website. Oh, so maybe something like data management. We can put it like that if you want, but it will be more linguistic side. Oh, no, they changed that. For some codes that are not related to natural resources, you can open by yourself, even if you are not Algerian. And I was like, sure. They said, yes, but we have the law, but we don't have the text of law. What do you mean? I don't know what documents you need. I was like, are you seriously? Are you serious? What do you mean you have the law, but you don't have the text of law? I don't know if this is a correct translation into English. Yes, we have the law. It's new, but I don't know what do you need for the file, for the request.
To file, yeah.
And I was, can you check? And we insisted. We went to Algiers. There is someone here from Guelma who called someone in the west part of Algeria, etc. In the end, on May 8, 2022, the Beyond World Linguistic Agency was open in Algeria legally.
Wow.
And that was also a great date, because on May 8, they have a ceremony for, I don't know, it's something sad, but it's an important date in this region. So it was like a sign, I guess. It's related to the colonization of Algeria by France, and a lot of, anyway, it's something sad, and this is history. We have to learn from history to do better things, I guess.
For sure.
Anyway, it was like a sign. So I opened that, and I already had the background researchers with the professor, I told you, with the journal, etc. So now what was cool is that all was legal. So from that date, I have the agency here, and after I search, is there other agency?
Anybody else doing the same?
Yeah, doing the same, and I didn't find anything related to localization. Yes, there are linguistic agencies, but not specialized. And I told my husband, you know what? I will keep my French business for certified technical and localization side, my international clients, because I don't, my head is shakshuka. I told him my head is shakshuka. I will keep my French business for international projects. And in Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia, the north of Africa, I will only keep working with researchers only. I don't want to work with Algerian companies. I don't want to work with Algerian Moroccan agencies or companies. I want only to work with researchers and to help them to break this language barrier every time they submit a paper, or even for a thesis. It's very rare thesis, but paper is like every day now. And I want to really specialize what I'm doing. I don't want to do everything. I don't want to do all the languages, and I don't want to perturb people. For example, if someone is looking for a French or Romanian translator, certified or technical, or to localize an app, a blog, or I don't know, I will speak to them from my French side of business. Here in the north of Africa, even if sometimes I do receive a translation request for certified translation, because I'm the only French Romanian certified translator in the region, and I already notified the embassies, and they only send me some clients from time to time, not very often, but I received a call yesterday, for example, from Romanian in the west part of Algeria. She was looking to translate everything from French to Romania for her marriage. Yeah, it's 1 or 2 per month from the all 3 countries. And I was like, people love solutions. They don't love services. Everyone proposes services. There are a lot of LSPs in the world. There are a lot of people working, but I don't want, at least here, I don't want to provide a service. I want to provide a solution, and I only want to work with researchers. So in my head, when I'm talking, when I'm not here, but at least when I'm talking about papers and theses, especially from these 3 countries, I'm only working with researchers. I haven't worked with an Algerian company for a website or for an app. I don't want, because it's this is something that I'm not specializing. I believe in specialization. I believe that if you really want to do a good work, you have to only do maybe 2-3 specialization and stop. You can't do everything, And I'm already working with as I told you, 2 Turkish languages, and for papers there is the English involved. But again, this is something that I'm working with researchers, for researchers, but with them. I'm not working and say, this is your paper, you can submit it. No, it's a collaboration. It's a solution.
So then you created this name Beyond Words just for your business in Algeria, or is this the name that you also use in France? Because you don't use English in your work in Algeria necessarily as...
Actually, it started like in France, no, because in France I'm registered like a translator entrepreneur. So you use your name. You have to use your name. Yes, Gabriela. When you search it on Google, you will find it like this. And actually, the Beyond Words started in French. Actually, the name was in French, because I want to tell. I told my husband, I'm not a normal person. I'm not a normal translator. No, I like, in the sense, I don't want to be, I want to be professional, but I don't want to stop to the professional side. I want to be human. I want to go beyond the words. And I was like that in French. I was explaining that in French. Au-delà des mots. I want to I don't want to work with hundreds and hundreds of people. I want to have some close clients, and I want to go beyond words for them. I want to understand what they want. For example, I'm still learning. I learn every day. Every day I will learn every day. I'm only a newbie in my head, but I want them to feel that human interaction, even if we only speak. You can imagine 90% of my clients, I have never met them face to face.
Of course.
Yeah. So I want them to give this feeling of that when I work for them or with them. Actually, with them, I prefer to say with them, not for them.
Right.
I want to go beyond words.
So but when you work with all of your other clients, the international clients, then you put on the French style, right?
The French,
then they're your
Romanian
clients and all of that.
Yes. Yeah, because actually I didn't change a lot of clients. I have some close clients. I have 5-6 years with them. So how can I put it? Money is important for everyone, and you need them to travel. And as in my case, if you want your kids to really learn a language, you have to travel and to bring them you have to, for example, they need to travel to Romania every year. They need to stay in France for several weeks per year, so they can not only learn the language, but also to be localized in their head, to really understand the culture. So that's expensive. So money is important. But for me, I don't want to be obsessed with money. And that was like, okay, last year I had a breakdown, because I understand that sometimes money is important. If you want to have more exposure, money is important, but I don't want to lose this human side, because when you're concentrate a lot on money, you don't really have time to write more than 1 or 2 phrases in an email. For example, I have several close friends from Beluga, because I can say them, they are a great team. Beluga or Alama from Slovenia, and the agencies, or I don't know, Nadia from One Soil, or Philippe from Exact Health. If you concentrate only on the profit side, you reply, okay, noted for the document, I will send it tomorrow at 5 p.m.
But you create a relationship with the people,
yes,
right?
I tell, how are you? I hope you are well.
Of course.
And I hope you are, I don't know, they tell me about their stuff. I tell them about my stuff. They are asking me about the kids. Alama team, who is from Slovenia, they send me a picture every year for my birthday with the whole team. And Beluga, they are very human, etc. So I prefer to have maybe less profit, but feel that I'm in touch with human people, because I see colleagues that had trouble with payments, with I don't know, things like this. I'm a lucky person. I have never had a problem with a payment, because I prefer to have less clients and more human work than more clients,
more collaborations, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and I don't know, when you work with researchers, especially, you don't have a lot of profits, because they can't pay. You here in Algeria, a PhD student has between $70 and $130 per month, and the minimum salary wage is between $100 and $150 and $200 per month. So you can't charge like I charge. For example, if I work with a researcher from France, of course you can charge more, but he or she will not pay, because in France the laboratory pays for them. So of course you can charge more, but when you work with researchers from Algeria, Morocco, Tunisia, you can't charge a lot, because they pay from their pocket. There is no funds for the linguistic side. So of course there are not of profits. But when I received the news that I was voted as a finalist in 3 categories for Digital Women Awards this year, and I wanted to travel to London, I realized that, zut, the funds are important. Money is important because you need to travel, and it's expensive. It's very expensive to travel to London. And I was like, how can I do for the future? This is something that I was thinking these days. This is something I'm struggling these days because
to find that balance between your business side and your personal side.
Yeah, because I want not to promote myself like a French Romanian translator, but I want to promote what Beyond Words Linguist Services is doing in the north of Africa, because Africa for me it's still an underestimated continent. And I was talking with Johan during Lock Lunch of Cape Town.
Yes, because you're an ambassador for Lock Lunch too, right?
Algeria, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I was talking to him and he said, yes, it's very difficult from people from Africa to travel to international conferences because you can't really charge here in Africa what you are going to charge the same rate you are charging for UK-based clients or German clients. You can't do that. It's not fair. If you really aim to break down the linguistic barriers in Africa, you don't have to create more difficulties for people. And maybe if you work in good companies, yes, they will pay. Maybe there will be more profits. But I choose researchers. I love researchers. My husband is a researcher. I love researchers. So I
also worked as a researcher in the beginning of my career. So I know what you mean.
So, and nowadays, I'm living in Gelma. It's a small city. It's not very far from Annaba, which is the third city in Algeria. And 2 times when I went to Annaba, I was at the airport, and there were some researchers that we only talked via email or messenger, and I was, you are Gabriela? And I was like, yes. I'm Amina, you published my articles. You remember? Yes. Sorry, I have a lot of Aminas, but yeah, then I remember I was like, yeah, thank you very much. You are very kind. And there are people, when my husband is the head of the computer science department now, and now already 6 years now, but sometimes he goes to, I don't know, conference reunions, and sometimes, your name is Kouahla. I know someone is working with researchers.
So you're more famous than him.
Yeah, this is what. Yeah, it's my wife. Oh yeah, she's very nice and very professional. That was, and told you the moment I wanted to say I'm not professional translator. I'm a translator. I'm a linguist. Stop. She's very, and she respects the deadlines, and she is always helping us. And she did a really cool thing with the follow-up, because, as I told you, it's not a service; it's a solution. Beside the proofreading, I also follow up with the work. I don't really charge an extra because I don't think it's fair. And I told them, I don't want to proofread your paper. I want you to publish your paper. So the whole procedure is from contact till publication. And this is something new. We didn't have that in Algeria. And no. And that is the best profit you can have.
Yeah.
This is the best legacy I can give to my children. People, even if I do mistakes every day, and I'm still learning, and I will learn. But I don't want people to say she's I don't know, she is just another translator. I want them to think about she's our partner for our research work. I don't want to be a limit for them.
So in that case, since you're in your third life and super young.
I'm not young, I'm 35. Oh my God.
Yes, I'm going to be 46 next month, so I guess I can say you're young. You're very young, obviously. And there's a lot to do, I suppose. So do you foresee the future, in your future with your kids and your husband and all of that, in Algeria for many years? Or do you think that you guys just, if something shifts or if something happens, you're just open to moving back to France or a new country, or bring your research partners to the rest of the world? What are you thinking for the near future?
Actually, as I told you, in my head, I'm living between two countries. I can't say that my only residence is in Algeria. I'm between two countries in my head. This is why it's structural. Again, I'm insisting on the fact. This year he obtained his. He's only 38 years old, and he's already a full professor because he also started young. So he received his last academic level. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah.
So now he's concentrated on working on improving the department, and also with the research, and also with helping students, because he's for the students. Everyone calls him the student's lawyer. And I was like, maybe you know the Lincoln lawyer on Netflix. You are the student lawyer. And I know he wants for the next years to keep working here and bring a change. I want the same. The fun thing, the cool thing about me is that I can work from everywhere.
Yes,
but he can't. He can't work from everywhere for now. So I think that for at least till my son will be in university, that will be in how many 8 years. At least for the next 8 years, we will still have the same lifestyle, traveling between Algeria and France, going every summer for 1 month and a half in Romania. It's mandatory for the kids to know all the three cultures. You can't work in localization and bring up kids without the localization touch, because I told them you can't. Yeah, I told especially my son, he's 11 now. You speak Arabic, yes. You speak French, yes. You speak at least 70% Romanian, yes. But you have to know the culture. You are not doing. You can't really speak a language without knowing the culture. He's like, why? I'm going to Romania every year. Yes, but you have to understand. Have you seen that when you speak with your Algerian grandfather, it's not the same when you speak with the Romanian one? Yes, they have different tradition. That's called localization. That's called localization, baby. And you have to travel and you have to live the Romanian culture. And you can be anything you want. You can define yourself as you like, but you have these origins and you have to be proud. And each language matters. I will never let anyone says, oh, Arabic is more important than Romanian, or French is more important than Arabic because the French passport is it's red and the Algerian passport is green, and no. Every language matters. Every dialect matters. So you decided to speak all three languages. You have to learn all three cultures, and you have to live all three cultures. So to answer a question, for at least for the next 8 years, we will have the same lifestyle, because I think it will benefit for everyone. You can't really learn very well Arabic in Europe. You can speak it, of course you can learn it, but it's much easier to learn French and Romanian in an Arabic country than Arabic in a non-Arabic country. This is my feeling. Because Arabic you have to practice very, very much. They have like 3 or 4 I don't know ha.
Yeah, like I say, the sounds are just fascinating. I love music in Arabic, and it's something that I would learn if it made any sense. But if I could just wake up learning a language or knowing a language, that would be my second choice for sure. German and then Arabic, because it's absolutely amazing in their culture and the music, and I really like it, and I've been close to it ever since I was about 8 years old, that my father moved into the Arab world for work. So I was in touch with it for a long time, and it's really relevant for me. So I understand. Thank you so much for allowing me to have a look into your melting pot head.
I don't think people understand. This is I told you, I'm not an oral person at all, and I have a lot of things in my head. Sorry. This is me. I'm a complicated person. Even I can't keep up with the posting schedule. I don't know if you read my LinkedIn post. I can't. People try to have a schedule to post about. No, what's going in my head, I will post it if I can, if I want.
I'm the same. I understand.
So people maybe sometimes don't understand what I am, where I'm coming from, because they see Gabriela, they automatically maybe say, she's European, but then she said that they read Algeria-based first localization agency. She's European or she's Algerian, we don't know.
Yes.
It's
I
difficult
kind of
to
knew you were
explain.
European. I just didn't know exactly if you were French, if you're Romanian. You turn out to be both, and then you're everything else.
Yeah.
So it's fine.
What
So
is
now
great is
people
that
will know more about you. That's great. That's great news.
What is great is that I'm not very close to Romania, beside my parents, and only going for the summer. But I don't know how. There is a Romanian association in Lyon. I think that they nominated me for top 100 Romanians abroad, and I received 2 weeks ago. I received a notification that I will be in the top 100 Romanians abroad for the 2023-2024 edition.
Wow.
And I was like, what's this? Oh, we want to celebrate Romanians that are inspiration for other Romanians that are living abroad, for Romanians in Romania. And I was like, that's nice. I'm coming back to Romania now after I don't know how many years, 15 years. Like that.
Yeah, that's nice that they acknowledge your importance and success and impact. I guess it's the most relevant thing, is the impact that you have wherever you are.
But they don't understand. I didn't think they understand what I'm doing.
Well, we have sometimes a profession where people are not very sure about what we do. I know all of that, but I'm sure that they know something, or else they wouldn't nominate you. So I'm sure that they're aware that you're relevant.
I'm grateful to the multilingual team that they decided to publish the article, because I started. It's like a diary. I will send you the link. It's like a diary from my beginnings till now. And it was for the human edition, the March edition, and I wanted to send my gratitude to all the great women, but also some men, because we can't live without men. We can't live without women. But what I want to say to all the translators is that if you stay human despite the digital and you learn every day, and your mindset is set on creating a solution, not services, you will always be successful. You always find work. But don't stop learning. Don't stop, because I told you, sometimes I feel like don't stop learning. If you really want, don't stop learning and embrace technology. I'm sorry, but technology is the future.
Yeah, and the present. So
the present and the future. Yeah.
So we will end on this note. Thank you so much for Gabriela for being here, and it was a pleasure to get to know you better. I know it's complicated, but it's great that we had the chance to talk, and we will do so again one of these days. So thank you so much for being here, for taking some time off your super busy schedule with many kids and your researchers and your work and everything else. So
the researchers are my kids.
Also. Thank you so much, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.